Restart.
Whatever. Okay. So, in case you're wondering why this podcast is starting like this, it's because this is now like our fourth take at our first episode. We tried to record a few weeks back, but we had bad Wi-Fi, and then now, as I was recording this first episode today, my computer crashed. But anyways, besides that, um, this is the 728 podcast. Welcome to our listeners from around the world. I'm your I'm your co-host, Ivan, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Yassine. Mr. Yassine, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, sir. Thank you. Yeah, folks. Unfortunately, we've had some technical difficulties in the past, but you know what I'm saying. We're gonna get by them real soon. We're gonna fix the problems. Especially me being internationally out of the country is not the best thing for this production. But yeah, once I get back, the production value will increase, and yes, you will tell a big difference. So just hoping, just waiting till I get back to the States, and then yes, we could actually, start an actual, some type of professional, not really, but just a very
Professional in the sense of having like a formal intro and everything, some music
yeah,
to start the
exactly.
podcast. But this is not a professional show. We're not professionals here. We're just two people
No.
trying to talk about whatever's going on.
Yep.
We'll be talking about sports, anything that's like
It's basically
trending,
everything. Yeah.
yeah, everything, anything, But I asked you how your day was. My day is going pretty good. It's actually my mom's birthday today, which is why
Oh,
I have to go soon for like a dinner. But this
hey.
this episode will be kind of short. But in the next like I think 13, 15 minutes, the NBA finals are on right now since it's July 19th. And just seeing, what have
Yep.
you seen from the NBA finals that has kind of shocked you? I think everyone was like certain
I mean,
that the Suns would take.
Suns. Yep.
Everyone was sure that the Suns would win. Like, even if they didn't think it would win easily, they'd win in some way, especially after going up 2-0. But now the Bucks have just completely turned it around. This is like the first time since I think it was 2006 that a team has been down
Yeah.
2-0 in the finals and then won the next three games. Obviously, the last team to do that was
Wow.
2006 Miami Heat, which we're fans of, so we know about that. But what do you think? Do you see this? Do you see the series going to 7 games? Because right now we're recording before Game 6. Do you see it going to 7 games, or do you think the Bucks will be able to close it out at home?
Honestly, I'm not sure. My my mind is all over the place right now. It could go either way, really. But I mean, come on, the Bucks are one game away from a championship, and they're in that state of mind where it's like, yo, like we're here, like we're about to end it, like just one game away, and then they're officially champions. But also on the other side with the Suns, they're only 2 games behind, and it's been a really good series. What do you think? Like, yeah, I find it, well, in the beginning, I wasn't a really big fan of it, but as it like gone on, like more games happen, I started becoming more interested in it, and it just got my attention, especially when like the Bucks started coming back from a 2-0 lead. That was like when I was like, yo, okay, like this is getting to somewhere. So, but yeah, honestly, with who I got winning next, I would say I don't know. It's really tough because I don't want to be biased at the same time.
Bias for
But
who? I thought you were a Heat fan.
I mean, okay, don't get me wrong, he nation for life. Okay, you already know. But Giannis, man. I mean, you've just seen the way he's been
Everyone
performing
likes
these past
Giannis.
few
Yeah, I think
games.
everyone
Like,
in a way is like
come on,
biased for
you
Giannis,
just
but
you just cannot like hate him in a way. I mean, he's been my favorite player for like a couple years now, and like he's just made me like just very like passionate about him. And I just looking at him, the way he plays and the way he like talks during his press conferences are just like I don't know. It just brings like a very like how do you say it? What's the word? It just brings like a very it just brings encouragement to me. Like I don't know how to like describe it. It's just the way he is, his personality, his character.
It's
It just
very
makes you want to root for him. He's very
like
humble.
charismatic, I guess is the word.
Yes, charismatic, humble, loyal. I mean, come on, you just look at Instagram. You can go through like all the comments. People will say, "How can you hate him? How can you hate him?" Like the
It's
most
just
humble
so
guy in the league. Like
inspirational.
literally, exactly. It's so inspirational, man. But yeah, he's been my favorite player for 2 years now, and especially after him coming back from 2-0. I mean, come on, you just got to root for him at this point. I mean,
Yeah,
in the
I
beginning,
think everyone's rooting for him, but I like
but
I don't
again,
it's hard to root
yeah.
for the Bucks because they beat us, and they swept
Exactly.
us.
That's the thing.
But
Like, that's the only problem I have like with me. Every time the Bucks win, like that's the team that swept my team, my actual
yeah.
team that I've been supporting. But at the same time, I've always wanted to see Giannis get a ring. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Bucks on this one. I've been saying Bucks and six from the beginning.
Really?
So
Really?
yeah, I've got Bucks and
Mm.
six. Well, how
Well,
about you?
I mean, I agree with what you were saying earlier about, the series started out really one-sided for the Suns. The first game they won by
Mhm.
double digits. Second one they also won by double digits. But
Yep.
Giannis was still, even when they were down 2-0, you were talking about how Giannis, he was playing hard. He dropped two like 40-point games in a row, maybe even three.
Yeah.
And you said at one point, like I think when it was 2-1 or maybe 2-2 when they tied it up, you said that Giannis wanted this ring more than CP3. And at the time, I
Yeah,
thought you
you're
were
right.
crazy. I thought you were delusional. But it seems like you're kind of right now.
I mean, come on. Like, even just look at the stats, just look at the way he's been playing. At this point, like, it's just not even a question. Like, you can literally look at like look at Sports Center, House of Highlights, Future Reports, all of those. Look at the comments, and they'll say what I've been saying. Like, he does want this ring more, and you can just tell by the way he's playing. CP3, yeah, I get it. He's been in the league for several years
He had a
now, and
bad game
you
four,
know.
very bad
Yeah,
game
I
four.
mean, he's choked a lot. Like he has choked a couple times in the series, but yeah, man, yeah. By the way, like you can just tell. Like, by the way he's been playing, it's just you can see that Giannis wants this ring
Yeah. And
way
and
more than CP3 does.
especially like I think the turning point in the series, not only because they got the 3-2 lead, but because the Bucks were able to finally, they were the first team in the entire series to finally pick up a win on the road. And I think I think there was a quote from someone, I forgot who it was, but they said a series, a playoff series doesn't really begin until an opposing team takes a win on the road. And I think that's kind of the case
Yeah.
here because
Hmm.
the way the series was going, everyone thought that game five, the Suns would bounce back at home. They've been like, I mean, not historically good, but like they've been really good throughout the playoffs at home.
Yeah.
So, and the way that the Bucks were tested in the first quarter, they were down by like 16, 17 points, and then just like that, like in 3 or 4 minutes, it was a tie game again. The Bucks took the lead,
That's,
and then at
yeah.
the end, it kind of got a little bit. I mean, the Bucks players seems like they realized how big of a game this. I mean, how big of a win this would have been, and the Suns realized how big of a loss this would be for them. So
Yeah.
obviously, it got close again, and then you saw that game sealing alley oop dunk by Giannis. What was your
Oh my
reaction to that
God.
play?
Yeah, this was the alley oop when Drew Holiday passed it in, right? It was
Mm-hmm.
yeah, okay. Oh my God, dude, I screamed like it was probably well at that time I was in Morocco, so it was still pretty late where I was, so
So you couldn't
I
really
don't
scream.
I I screamed anyways, but it was around I'd say 5:30 or 6 ish in the morning, and I was on a FaceTime call with my friend, and he was the one that was streaming it for me because the connection there was pretty bad. to watch it on streams. So, but surprisingly, it was actually good on FaceTime. Like it was really, really like 1080p HD, like perfect. And I was just watching with him most of the time, and oh my god, like he was like kind of commentating for me, even though I could hear it.
Yeah.
But bro, when Drew Holiday passed that, like I got so hyped when Drew stripped it from him.
Hmm.
My bad, stripped it, and you see him running, and I just see Giannis is sprinting down the court, and I see the pass. My friend says, "Oh, Ali to Giannis," and I just scream like I drop. I'm pretty sure I threw my phone. I literally threw my phone on the table. I just scream. I'm like, "Oh shit!" And I was just so happy at that moment. I was like, I can't believe it because that was just such a clutch play, and
It was really
Giannis has
clutch.
done,
Yeah.
yeah, like Giannis has done a bunch. I mean, yeah, it's been a pretty solid amount of times where he's came up with a bunch of clutch plays, such as what you just said, that alley
And the
oop,
block earlier in the
the block by
series.
Aiton,
Yeah.
blocked by blocked by Booker wasn't really clutch. It was just more of an iconic
Hmm.
compared to like it was just comparing to LeBron's, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was really clutch. It was just iconic. But was there another one? I feel like I'm missing something.
I
Uh,
mean, well, I feel like I feel like one thing that a lot of people are overlooking. I mean, a lot of people are giving credit to it, but I feel like Drew Holiday's his performance in game 5. I think after a bad game 4, I think it was a bad game 4, game 3. He was able to bounce back. He had let me see, 27 points, and he came up with the game. Pretty much, it was the game-winning steal, right? So I
yeah,
think that
I
was
mean
a
he's the reason
really
why.
really
Yep,
underrated play. Um,
he's
and I think
underrated,
that yeah, he's
very
actually, now that I think
actually.
about it, since Giannis's teammates have been playing like, I don't know if consistent's the right word, but they've been
I
playing so
mean,
they've been playing good throughout some games in the series. So do you think that if the Bucks won the finals, do you think it would be Giannis would be the clear cut MVP, or do you think there's still a chance that someone like Middleton or Drew could get it if they have like a big game 6, or they have a big game 6 but they win in 7? Like, do you think it's clear that Giannis wins MVP,
mm,
or
yeah, that's a really good question. But yeah, I for sure I would say Giannis was the reason why they're here to this moment. I mean, come on, like just look at the stats. I mean, if I remember correctly, he's been averaging 32 points in this whole series. And I mean like Drew Holiday, yeah, he's been again, defense is a very important factor. I find him more important than offense actually. But yeah, he is also a really important role player. Chris Middleton, also an incredibly important role player.
he's
But you
either
see, the
prime
thing with
MJ or
Chris Middleton,
Kuzma?
exactly, you
Exactly,
just took the words out of
exactly.
my mouth. He's either gonna play like the
But he
prime
broke
Michael
the
Jordan.
cycle. He broke the cycle because in game 5, he actually had a good game again, just like he did in game 4. So he did break the cycle there. So I mean, I think the thing is, the reason why the Bucks have been beatable at all throughout the playoffs is because every game, usually Giannis always steps up, right? But then
Yeah,
it's between Middleton or Holiday not stepping up. If Middleton
no,
can't make his shots like he does when he's actually knocking shots down, the Bucks are
yep.
not going to win by a lot, or they're not going to win at all. But if all three of them are on it, like if all three of them do the
Oh,
things that they do best,
it's wrapped
they're
up.
gonna they're gonna beat any team in the league, and they're gonna win.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
they're
it's
one
a
game
wrap.
away from winning it all. So I mean, I think that says a lot about
Yeah.
the
Nah,
team they are.
if two of them, if out of the three, if two of them have like an incredible game, it's still over. Like if it's Giannis, I mean
Yeah.
Giannis and Middleton are basically like the main two in that team. But
Hmm.
yeah, if both of them have an amazing game, it's over. I mean, come on, Giannis. I mean, I'd say he's top 3 in the league, right behind Steph Curry and KD. And then you got Middleton here. Yeah, like you said, prime MJ or Kuzma. But if he's prime MJ, then he's basically unguardable, and you can't really do anything about that. So, yeah, dude, it's basically a wrap. So if Middleton finds a way to play consistently, then Giannis is always averaging 30 plus a game, so you don't have to even worry about him. But
Right.
yeah, it's basically about Middleton and Holiday. If they keep the consistency, I see a wrap. Bucks in 6.
All right. Well, I like your prediction. My prediction, since I gotta go right now, I'm gonna say, uh, hmm, okay. I
No
think
bias. Don't be biased.
I know,
Just say.
no bias. I
Hmm.
think honestly, the Suns. I don't know if they're capable of winning Milwaukee. That's my concern. It's not about who will have the better game. I think Booker will show
Yeah.
up. I think Chris Paul will show up more than anyone else. Like he'll have a better bounce back game than any player on either team. Devin
Hmm.
Booker may struggle more than usual because he's been dropping 40 points past few games now. It was shooting pretty bad. I think it was game 2 or game 3 that he had a pretty bad shooting game. But I think,
Hmm.
I mean, it's just going to be about that. It's just going to be about the way the Milwaukee Bucks comes out, especially with the energy that. I mean, let me tell you this. I was in game 6 of the Hawks versus the Sixers series. And
Okay.
the Hawks just came back from the 26-point lead against the Sixers, right? So
Yep.
when that game started, I mean, the energy in the arena was just like, it was like no other NBA game I've ever been to. Everyone was so excited. It doesn't matter if the Hawks were like up 10, down 10, like everyone was still like faithful. They were still like hopeful that the team was able to get it done. And it worked for the first quarter and a half or something. And the Hawks went, I think they started the game like they were up 22-8 or something. Eventually the
Yep.
Sixers kind of came back and Seth Curry was just doing great. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's all about the energy. If the fans make the fans like really can make a difference in the game. So I'm saying if it's the way that it is, or if it's the way that it
Okay.
was for me in Atlanta, I say the Bucks are gonna take this in 6. But it really just depends on that first quarter. I think, you know, it just
I
depends
mean,
on, yeah.
yeah. Well, the first quarter. Yeah, you're right. I mean, let's see. Just to wrap things up, but I just wanted to say one more thing.
Mhm.
Game 5, the Suns were actually up by a really like high amount, and I forgot
17, I
what it
think.
was.
16 or 17
Yeah,
points.
I think it was 16 or it was like 31 and like 15 or 32 to
Yeah.
14. I don't remember, but it was really high. And I remember my friend telling me that I'm like, bro, I promise they're gonna come back. Watch, they're gonna come back. I promise you.
I had no
And
idea.
they did. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It really just depends. But so wait, do the Bucks have home advantage? Wait, they're home for game 6,
Yeah.
right?
Game 6 is in
Game 5.
Milwaukee. I mean, it's gonna be their
Okay.
chance,
That's
a chance to win a title in front of their fans for the first time in 50 years. I mean, it's gonna be
I
really
see.
hard for the Suns. It's gonna be really, really hard. So I'm gonna go with Bucks in 6. I'm hopping on the bandwagon. I'm switching my predictions. I thought the Suns had it, but
I
uh,
thought so too in the beginning of the series, but as
yeah,
well, things switched once that 2-0 lead happened. So yeah, once that thing blew, the tables flipped. So yep, I got Bucks in 6. You got Bucks in 6.
all right. Well, you guys heard it from the man himself, Mr. Yassine. I'm Ivan once again. Thank you guys for listening to the first episode of 728 podcast. We hope that our predictions will age well. If not, we're going to be looking back at this and we're going to be clowning ourselves. But anyways, if you enjoyed listening, hit follow us on Instagram at 728 podcast. Follow our YouTube channel. I think it's, what is it called? The official 728
Okay.
podcast.
I think it's just a 7-8 podcast as well.
Okay, well, I mean,
Uh,
we have the same name in all social media platforms. So yeah, you can find us easily anywhere.
mhm.
And yeah, we'll see you. We'll be recording an episode every Saturday or something. Um,
Yeah, around that. Once a
yeah,
week. It does. I don't
yeah,
know
once a
when.
week, maybe usually on weekends, but we'll see. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Any last thoughts, you think?
No, we basically just covered the NBA finals, and that's a really good topic. So I'm glad we have to cover that. And yeah, like we said, we'll see what happens for our predictions. Let's really hope it ages well.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.